Episode 7, Averroes, The Harmony of Reason and Revelation. Abu al-Walid Muhammad ibn Rushd, known in the West as Averroes, was born in Cordoba, Spain in 1126. He served as a judge in Seville and as physician to the Almohad Caliph. He was the last and perhaps the greatest of the classical Islamic philosophers. Averroes wrote 3 types of works: short, middle, and long commentaries on Aristotle. His meticulous commentaries earned him the title the Commentator in the Latin West. But his most original contributions are his defense of philosophy against al-Ghazali attack. In 1190, Averroes wrote the Decisive Treatise, or Fasl al-Maqal. This is not a work of speculative philosophy. It is a legal fatwa answering a single question: is the study of philosophy permitted, prohibited, or obligatory under Islamic law? Averroes' answer: philosophy is obligatory for those capable of it. The Quran itself commands reflection on creation. The most perfect form of reflection is demonstration. Therefore, the study of demonstrative science is a religious duty. But what happens when philosophy seems to contradict scripture? Averroes' answer is the principle of hermeneutical harmony. Truth does not oppose truth. If a valid demonstration appears to conflict with the literal meaning of scripture, then scripture must be interpreted allegorically. The same Arabic language allows for metaphor, just as Islamic law allows for analogy. This was a direct response to al-Ghazali. Al-Ghazali had condemned 3 doctrines as unbelief. Averroes defended the philosophers on all 3 points. On the eternity of the world, he argued that no Quranic verse unambiguously teaches creation in time. On divine knowledge of particulars, he argued that God knows all things through his eternal knowledge. On bodily resurrection, he affirmed it but allowed for philosophical interpretation. Averroes then wrote the Incoherence of the Incoherence, a point-by-point refutation of al-Ghazali Tahafut. The 2 works together represent one of the great debates in the history of philosophy. Averroes defends Aristotelian science against al-Ghazali occasionalist critique, arguing that denying causality destroys science itself. In the Islamic world, Averroes had limited influence. His works were burned and he was exiled in his final years. But in the Latin West, his commentaries on Aristotle sparked the movement known as Latin Averroism. Figures like Siger of Brabant and Thomas Aquinas engaged deeply with his ideas. His work influenced Jewish philosophy through Maimonides and Christian scholasticism through the universities of Paris and Bologna. The Stanford Encyclopedia notes that Averroes argued the law can serve as a preamble to philosophy for a wider audience. For those capable of demonstration, philosophy is the highest path to truth, but it does not contradict the truth of revelation. Averroes died in Marrakesh in 1198. His legacy in the West surpassed his legacy in the East. But his core principle remains as relevant as ever: truth does not oppose truth. Sources: Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, George Howarney translation of the Decisive Treatise, Charles Butterworth translation, Frank Griffel.